The arena is dark and full of theories.
Cato is 14 years old, 6 feet tall already, muscle layered over muscle from a decade of career training. He stands in the District 2 Combat Academy's main arena, a coliseum built to mimic the capital's Hunger Games arenas. Stone walls, weapon racks, training dummies that bleed when cut. 50 other career trainees watch from the observation deck. This is assessment day, the day that determines who advances to elite-level training and who gets sent back to the quarries. Cato's opponent is a boy named Marcus, 17 years old. 3 years of elite training, favored to volunteer for the next games. The instructor, a former victor named Brutus, winner of the 48th Games, stands between them, weathered face, scars across his arms, eyes that have seen children kill and die. Standard combat rules, Brutus says. First blood ends the match, weapons of choice. Begin. Marcus grabs a spear, his signature weapon. He's fast. With it precise, has killed 3 training dummies in under 10 seconds. Cato walks to the sword rack, picks up a gladius, Roman-style short sword. Heavy, brutal, designed for close-quarters slaughter. They face each other across 20 feet of arena floor. Marcus moves first, feints left, thrusts right. The spear is a blur, designed to keep distance, to kill from range. Cato doesn't dodge, doesn't block, just charges straight through the attack. The spear tears through his shoulder, blood sprays, first blood, match over, except Cato doesn't stop. He closes the distance in 3 strides, grabs the spear shaft with his bleeding hand, yanks Marcus forward, drives the gladius through Marcus's thigh. Not a killing blow, but brutal, efficient, permanent. Marcus screams, collapses, won't walk properly for months. Brutus blows the whistle. Match over! Medics! The training staff rush in. Carry Marcus away. He's crying, begging, knowing his career path just ended. Brutus approaches Cato. The boy is standing there, blood pouring from his shoulder, face blank, waiting for judgment. You took first blood intentionally, Brutus says, to get inside his guard. Yes, sir. That's not how the rules work. The Hunger Games don't have rules, Cato says. His voice is flat, mechanical, only survival. Brutus stares at him, then smiles. Elite training starts tomorrow. Don't be late. He doesn't make a sound. Across the arena, watching from the observation deck, is Clove Cantwell, 12 years old. Small for her age, 4'10", 90 pounds. Looks like someone's little sister. She's been watching Cato for months, studying him, the way he moves, the way he doesn't hesitate, the way he wins. She wants that, needs that. Because Clove has a secret, a weakness she can't let anyone discover. She's terrified of dying, not of killing. She's been training with knives since age 4, has thrown 10,000 blades at 10,000 targets, can hit a playing card at 30 feet, can sever an artery from across a room. But the thought of being in the arena, of being hunted, of bleeding out alone, it keeps her awake at night. So she's built a strategy. Find the strongest tribute, ally with them, use them as a shield while she picks off threats from range. And Cato is the strongest she's ever seen. After training, she follows him to the equipment room. He's cleaning his gladius, methodical, precise. You're good, Clove says. Cato doesn't look up. I know, I'm better. Now he looks, studies her, sees a tiny girl with knives strapped to her forearms. At what? Killing from distance? You're close quarters. I'm ranged. We'd be a perfect team. I work alone. So do I, usually. But the games allow alliances. Career tributes always form a pack. Why not form our pack now? Train together, learn each other's patterns. When we volunteer together. You're 12, Cato says. You won't be eligible for 4 more years. I'll be 16 when you're 18. That's the 74th Games. We volunteer then, together. Never needed to. But tactical partnerships have merit. And she's right. Career tributes always form alliances in the arena. One condition, Cato says. We train to kill each other. Clove blinks. What? We train as partners, but we train knowing that eventually, in the final 2, one of us kills the other. It's brutal, honest, exactly what the games demand. Clove extends her hand. Deal. The most intensive, brutal partnership in career academy history. They spar every day. Cato with swords, Clove with knives. He teaches her close quarters defense. She teaches him how to fight multiple opponents simultaneously. They run obstacle courses designed to simulate arena terrain, forests, deserts, tundra, mountains they learn to hunt, to track, to kill. The instructors push them harder than anyone else, because they're the best. The most promising tributes District 2 has produced in a decade. Brutus becomes their primary mentor. He survived his games by pure brutality, killed 11 tributes personally, including 4 careers. He teaches them that mercy is weakness, that hesitation is death, that the only thing that matters is survival. Enobaria, victor of the 60-second games, teaches them psychological warfare. She filed her teeth into fangs after her victory, ripped out another tribute's throat with her teeth to win. She shows Clove how to use fear as a weapon, how to break an opponent's mind before breaking their body. By the time Cato is 18 and Clove is 16, they are the most dangerous career tributes District 2 has ever produced, the reaping for the 74th Hunger Games. District 2 Town Square. Thousands gathered. The escort, a capital citizen named Marius with purple hair and gold facial implants, takes the stage. Ladies first, he announces, reaches into the girls' reaping bowl. Before he can pull a name, Clove's voice cuts through the crowd. I volunteer. The crowd cheers. Career volunteers are always celebrated in District 2. This is glory. This is honor. Marius beams. Wonderful. And your name? Clove Cantwell. District 2's female tribute, Clove Cantwell. Applause. Cheering. Her family in the crowd looking proud. This is what they trained her for. Now the boys bowl. Marius reaches in. Doesn't finish. I volunteer as tribute. Cato's voice boos across the square. He walks to the stage. 6'2" now. 220 pounds of pure muscle. Looks like a gladiator from ancient Rome. The crowd roars. They know him. Know his reputation. Know he's going to win. Magnificent. And your name? Cato. District 2's tributes, Clove Cantwell and Cato. They stand together on stage. Look at each other. 4 years of training. 4 years of partnership. It's all led to this. The train to the capital. Luxury beyond anything District 2 offers, even as a privileged district. Cato and Clove sit in the dining car with Brutus and Enobaria. They're mentors, the 2 people who will keep them alive from outside the arena. You've trained for this your entire lives, Brutus says. But the arena is different from the academy. The Gamemakers will throw things at you we can't predict. Stay flexible, stay ruthless. Enobaria leans forward. The career pack will form on day 1, District 1 tributes, possibly District 4. You lead that pack. Kill the weak tributes fast. Control the supplies. Dominate the arena. What about the star-crossed lovers angle? Clove asks. The mentors exchange glances. What are you talking about? Brutus asks. Clove looks at Cato. They'd discussed this privately. Worked out the strategy. We've trained together for 4 years, Clove says. Everyone in District 2 knows we're partners. The capital will lead up a romance angle. 2 careers who love each other but know only one can win. Its ratings gold. Cato adds, we play it up during interviews, during the games. Make the sponsors fall in love with us. Then when we're the final 2, we give them the most dramatic finale in games history. Shows her filed teeth. That's brilliant. Manipulative. Perfect. The capital loves romance, Brutus agrees. Especially if it's doomed. They'll shower you with sponsor gifts. Is it real? Enobaria asks. Direct, blunt, or pure strategy? Cato and Clove look at each other. It's complicated. 4 years of partnership, 4 years of trusting each other with their lives, training to kill each other while also protecting each other. Does it matter? Clove says. Real or fake, it works. Enobaria laughs. Smart girl. Use everything. Emotion, sex, violence, whatever keeps you alive. Taken to different prep teams. Clove's team, 3 capital citizens named Flavius, Octavia, and Venia, descend on her like vultures, waxing, plucking, scrubbing, polishing, turning her from a warrior into a doll. She endures it, knows this is part of the game. Appearance matters in the capital. Beauty is currency. Her stylist enters. A woman named Tigress, tall, elegant, whisker implants on her face, subtle like a cat. You're beautiful, Tigress says, but District 2 tributes are always styled as warriors, gladiators. We're going to do something different. She shows Clove the outfit, black leather, form-fitting, knives strapped to thighs, forearms, waist, combat boots, hair in a tight braid. Deadly, Tigress says. Not just strong, lethal, sexy, and terrifying. The capital will be obsessed. Clove looks at herself in the mirror. She looks dangerous, exactly what she is. Perfect, Clove says. Cato's experience is similar. His stylist, a man named Quintus, dresses him in gladiator armor, bronze chest plate, leather straps, sword at his hip. District 2 is Rome, Quintus says. You're a conqueror. Own it. The chariot parade, 24 tributes. 12 chariots. District 2 goes second. Cato and Clove stand in their chariot. Armored, armed, looking like ancient warriors. The crowd goes insane. Screaming, cheering, throwing roses. Caesar Flickerman commentates, "Ladies and gentlemen, District 2, Cato and Clove, the most intimidating tributes we've seen in years." Cato raises his sword. The crowd roars. Clove throws a knife. It embeds in the chariot's frame with perfect precision. The crowd loses their minds. President Snow watches from his balcony, studies them, sees potential, sees danger, two career tributes who are clearly partners, clearly competent, clearly killers. He makes a mental note. These two will need careful management after their victory. Training Center. 3 days before the games, the career tributes gather. District 1, Glimmer and Marvel. District 2, Cato and Clove. District 4, 2 tributes whose names no one remembers because they die on day 1. They form the pack immediately. It's tradition. Careers always ally to dominate the cornucopia, secure supplies, then hunt down weaker tributes. But there's tension, specifically about leadership. Marvel thinks he should lead. He's 17, experienced. District 1. Cato disagrees, physically by slamming Marvel against a wall. "I lead," Cato says, "or we don't have a pack." Cato breaks his nose with one punch. Glimmer intervenes. "Fine, you lead, but we split the kills evenly." "You get whatever you can take," Cato says. "This isn't a democracy. The pack dynamic is established. Cato leads. Clove is his second. The others follow or die. During public training, they dominate every station. Cato lifts weights no other tribute can move. Clove throws knives with inhuman accuracy. 20 targets, 20 hits under 10 seconds. The other tributes watch. Terrified, especially the District 12 tributes. Katniss Everdeen. Peeta Millark. Small, weak, doomed. Clove studies Katniss during archery training. She's good. Very good, natural talent. But she's hiding it, shooting poorly on purpose. She's playing dumb, Clove tells Cato later. The girl from 12. She's better than she's showing. Doesn't matter, Cato says. She'll die at the cornucopia like all the rest. Information is a weapon. And Katniss Everdeen just became interesting. Private training sessions. Each tribute gets 15 minutes alone with the Gamemakers to showcase their skills. Cato goes in. Ignores the Gamemakers initially. They're drunk, distracted, talking amongst themselves. Typical. He walks to the weapons rack, picks up a sword, then starts destroying training dummies. Decapitation, disembowelment, brutality. The Gamemakers stop talking. Watch. Cato finishes. 10 dummies destroyed in under 2 minutes. Looks directly at head Gamemaker Seneca Crane. Put me in an arena and I'll do that to 23 tributes. Walks out. Clove's session is different. She sets up a training dummy at the far end of the room, 30 feet away. Then she turns her back to it. "Tell me when," she says to the Gamemakers. Seneca Crane watches, intrigued. When? Clove spins, throws. 3 knives in 3 seconds all hit the dummy. Throat, heart, eye. She looks at the Gamemakers. "I can do that while running, while wounded, in the dark. Want to see?" Seneca smiles. "That won't be necessary." She walks out knowing she impressed them. That night, the training scores are announced. Live broadcast across Pan Am. District 1, Glimmer scores 9, Marvel scores 9. District 2, Cato scores 10, Clove scores 10. The highest scores of the night, Caesar Flickerman commentates. "Ladies and gentlemen, District 2 is coming for blood." In District 12, Katniss Everdeen watches the broadcast, sees Cato's score. Clove's score, knows she's going to die. She scores an 11 in her own session after shooting an arrow at the Gamemakers' roast pig. Defiance, desperation, luck. But the careers don't care. And 11 just means she dies last instead of first. The interviews, Caesar Flickerman's stage, live broadcast, all of Paynam watching. The District 1 tributes go first. Glimmer plays up beauty and charm. Marvel tries to be intimidating but comes across as arrogant. Then District 2. Caesar announces, "Please welcome Cato." Cato walks on stage in a black suit. Simple, sharp, he looks like a soldier dressed for a state funeral. "Cato, wonderful to have you here. Now, you scored a 10 in training. What did you show the Gamemakers? What I'll show the other tributes. How to die." The audience gasps, then applauds. This is what they want. Honesty, brutality. "You're very confident," Caesar says. "Do you think you'll win?" "I know I will. I've trained for this since I was 4 years old. Every tribute in that arena is prey. I'm the predator." "What about the other careers? Your allies? Temporary. When it's down to the final tributes, I'll kill them too." Caesar leans forward. "Even Clove, your district partner?" Almost imperceptible. "Clove is different." "How so?" "She's the only one who might actually kill me. That's why I respect her." "Ratings gold. So there's something between you two," Caesar probes. "We've trained together for 4 years. She knows how I fight. I know how she thinks. If we're the final two, it'll be the best fight in games history. And if you had to kill her," Cato's voice goes flat, "then I'd make it quick. She deserves that much." The audience is silent, then erupts in applause. This is drama. This is tragedy waiting to happen. "Ladies and gentlemen, Cato from District 2. Cato exits. Clove is waiting backstage. "You played it perfectly," she whispers. "So will you." Clove walks on stage. She's wearing a short black dress, combat boots, hair down, looks like a teenage girl who could kill you with a smile. Caesar greets her warmly. "Clove, that entrance was stunning. Tell me, how does it feel to volunteer for the games?" "Empowering. I chose this. I'm not a victim. I'm a competitor." "You scored a 10. Tied with Cato. What's your secret?" "Practice. 10,000 hours with a knife means I don't miss." "Do you have a strategy for the arena?" Clove leans forward conspiratorially. "Survive day 1. Form the career pack. Hunt. Kill. Win. Simple. And what about Cato? We all saw his interview. He clearly cares about you." Clove's expression softens. "Calculated. Practiced. Perfect. Cato is complicated. We've been partners for years. We trust each other completely, but we also know that only one of us can win. Does that scare you? No. It motivates me. I want to be good enough to beat him, because beating Cato would mean I'm the best. And if you can't beat him," she smiles sharp, "then I'll die fighting. That's all any warrior can ask for." The audience loves her. Strong, beautiful, doomed. Ladies and gentlemen, Clove from District 2. After the interviews, back in the training center, Cato and Clove meet on the rooftop, looking at the Capitol skyline. Tomorrow, they enter the arena. "We did it," Clove says. "They love us." "They love the story," Cato corrects. "Star-crossed killers, doomed romance. They want to watch us destroy each other. We'll give them a show." Cato looks at her. Really looks. 4 years of training, 4 years of partnership. He knows her better than anyone. Knows she's terrified of dying. Knows she hides it behind aggression and skill. "Are you afraid?" he asks. Clove doesn't answer immediately. Then, of dying? Yes. Of failing? More. Of disappointing everyone who trained us? Most of all. "You won't fail." "How do you know?" "Because you're with me, and I don't lose." It's arrogant, but also comforting. Clove has spent 4 years building Cato into her shield, her protector, the strongest person she knows. "Promise me something," Clove says. "What, if it comes down to the two of us, if we're the final tributes? Don't hold back. Fight me like you'd fight anyone else." "I will." "And Cato?" "Yeah? Make it quick." He understands. She's not asking for mercy, she's asking him to honor her, to kill her as a warrior, not as a victim. "I promise." They stand there, 2 killers on the edge of immortality. Tomorrow, they become legends or corpses. Clove reaches out, takes his hand, not romantically, just connection, solidarity. "We're in this together." Cato doesn't pull away. They watch the Capitol lights until dawn. Launch day, the holding rooms beneath the arena. Clove sits alone. The outfit the Gamemakers provided is practical. Dark green jacket, black pants, boots. Designed for forest terrain, she can see the arena biome already. Temperate forest, likely with water sources and mountainous regions. Cinna, her stylist's assistant, enters. 60 seconds. Clove nods, stands, checks her body. Everything is ready. 4 years of training compressed into this moment. You're going to do great, Cinna says. He's kind, unusual for capital citizens. I'm going to win, Clove corrects. The platform rises, up through the tunnel, into blinding sunlight. The arena materializes. Forest, lake, mountains in the distance, and in the center, the cornucopia. Golden horn filled with supplies, weapons, food, medicine, everything they need. Clove scans the tribute platforms. 24 tributes arranged in a circle around the cornucopia, 60 seconds apart from each other. She finds Cato, 3 platforms to her right. He's already spotted her. Nods once. The signal. Stick to the plan. The plan: sprint to the cornucopia. Secure weapons immediately. Form the career pack. Kill anyone who approaches. Establish dominance. The countdown begins. 60 seconds. 59. 58. 57. Clove's heart is pounding. This is it. This is everything. 30 seconds. She watches the other tributes. Most are terrified. Some are crying. The boy from District 3 is shaking so hard his platform wobbles. Katniss Everdeen from 12 is staring at a backpack. Orange. Medium-sized. Sitting 20 feet from the cornucopia, she's calculating. Smart girl, going for supplies but not suicidal enough to enter the bloodbath. 10 seconds. Clove focuses on the knife set, silver blades, balanced perfectly, sitting right at the cornucopia's mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gong. The 74th Hunger Games begin. Clove is off her platform instantly, sprinting, full speed. She's small but fast, reaches the cornucopia in 8 seconds, grabs the knife set, straps it to her belt, grabs a backpack, throws it toward the supplies pile the careers will defend. A tribute from District 9, a boy maybe 14, reaches for the same backpack. Clove doesn't hesitate. Knife to his throat, pull, blood spray, cannon fires. First kill. 3 seconds into the games, she doesn't think about it, doesn't process, just moves. Cato is already at the cornucopia. Grabbed a sword, a gladius, just like he trained with. He's a whirlwind of violence. The girl from District 3 tries to run. He catches her. Sword through the back. Cannon, Marvel, and Glimmer arrive. Form up with Cato and Clove. The career pack is establishing itself. District 4 tributes try to join. Cato evaluates them. Weak. Liability kills them both. 2 more cannons. The cornucopia bloodbath lasts 5 minutes. Brutal. Efficient. Systematic slaughter. When it's over, 11 tributes are dead, 11 cannons, 13 remaining. The careers control the cornucopia, all the supplies, all the weapons, complete dominance. Cato does a head count. Who got away? Glimmer reports. District 12, both of them. The girl ran for the forest, the boy grabbed a backpack and ran the opposite direction. Both tributes. The big guy, Thresh, took supplies and disappeared. The little girl climbed a tree before we could get her. Clove mentally catalogs. Katniss, Peeta, Thresh, Rue, all escaped the initial bloodbath. Smart, lucky, temporary, we hunt them tomorrow, Cato says. Tonight, we fortify. Set up camp, inventory supplies. They work quickly. Professional. The career pack has done this before. In training and simulations, they know the drill. Supplies are sorted. Food, medicine, weapons, sleeping bags, water purification tablets, everything they need to outlast the other tributes. Clove counts knives. 23. Perfect. 1 for each remaining tribute. That night the anthem plays. The faces of the dead appear in the sky. District 3, both tributes. District 4, both tributes. District 5, male. District 6, female. District 8, female. District 9, both tributes. District 10, female. 11 dead. Exactly as expected, the career pack sits around their fire. 4 tributes. Cato, Clove, Marvel, Glimmer. We start hunting tomorrow, Cato says. Glimmer and I will track the girl from 12. She went north. Marvel, you and Clove circle south. Find the boy from 12 or anyone else hiding. What about Thresh? Marvel asks. He's huge. Dangerous. We avoid him until the numbers are down, Cato says. He's not an immediate threat. The 12 tributes are. The girl scored an 11. She's skilled. We eliminate her early. Clove nods. Makes sense. Take out the competent threats first. Leave the weak for later. They sleep in shifts. Clove takes first watch. Sits with her knives, listening to the forest. 13 tributes left. 12 need to die. She thinks about the boy from District 9, the one she killed at the cornucopia. His face, his blood, his cannon. She waits to feel something. Guilt, remorse, horror. Nothing comes, just satisfaction. 1 down, 12 to go. This is what they trained her for. This is what she is. A killer. Perfect, efficient, unbroken. She looks at Cato sleeping nearby, her partner, her shield, the strongest person she knows. Together, they're unstoppable. The Capitol is watching, President Snow is watching, and the careers are just getting started. Day 2. The arena. Dawn breaks over the forest. The career pack wakes. Cato immediately checks their perimeter. No intruders. No ambushes. The cornucopia remains theirs. They eat breakfast from the supplies, dried fruit, crackers, capital food designed for long shelf life. Clove forces herself to eat even though her stomach is tight. Need energy. Need strength. Today we hunt, Cato says. He's strapping weapons to his body, sword at his hip, knives on his thigh, spear strapped to his back. Glimmer, you're with me. We're tracking the 12 girl. She went north into the dense forest. We find her. We kill her. Glimmer nods. She's tied her blonde hair back. Grabbed a bow, not as good as Katniss, but competent enough. What if we find the little girl from 11 instead? Rue? Kill her too, Cato says. Anyone we find dies, that's the point. Marvel stands. Clove and I go south. Yes, find the 12 boy, Peeta. He's injured, took a sword wound from me at the cornucopia. He'll be slow, bleeding, easy prey. Clove straps her knife belt on, 23 knives. She's already mentally assigned each one to a tribute. What if we encounter Thresh? Cato pauses. Avoid engagement unless you have superior numbers. Thresh is District 11. Agricultural background. Strong. He took supplies, which means he's not desperate yet. Let him survive a few more days. We'll deal with him when the field is smaller. It's tactical. Smart. Don't fight battles you don't need to fight yet. The two teams split up. Cato and Glimmer head north, moving fast through the forest, following broken branches, disturbed leaves, tracks that indicate someone passed this way recently. She's good, Glimmer admits. Most tributes leave obvious trails. She's trying to hide hers. Doesn't matter, Cato says. We have time. She has to sleep eventually, has to eat, has to drink. We'll find her. The forest is dense, humid, insects buzzing, birds calling. The arena feels alive, Gamemaker design, every creature calculated to create atmosphere. Then Glimmer stops, points up. In a tree 20 feet above ground is a sleeping bag. Empty now, but someone was there. She slept in the trees, Glimmer says. Smart, keeps her away from ground predators. Finds a water source nearby, a small stream. She'll come back here. Set up an ambush. We wait. They position themselves, Cato behind a large oak, Glimmer in the underbrush, silent, patient, hunters waiting for prey. Hours pass. The sun moves across the sky. Then, movement. A figure approaching the stream. Small, dark hair, olive skin. Katniss Everdeen. She's cautious. Scanning the area, bow in hand, arrow nocked but not drawn. Cato tenses. Wait. Let her get closer. Katniss kneels by the stream, fills her water bottle. Her back is to them. Cato signals Glimmer. Now. Glimmer stands, draws her bow, releases. The arrow flies. Katniss hears it, rolls. The arrow misses by inches, embeds in the ground where she was kneeling. Katniss is already running, full sprint into the forest. Cato explodes from cover, chasing. Glimmer, go! Don't let her escape. The chase is on. Meanwhile, south of the cornucopia, Clove and Marvel are tracking Peeta. They find blood, dried drops on leaves, on rocks, a trail leading west toward the lake. He's hurt bad, Marvel says, losing blood. He won't last long without medicine. Clove kneels. examines the blood. This is at least 6 hours old. He's moving, could be anywhere by now. Marvel kicks a tree in frustration. We should have killed him at the cornucopia. Cato tried. Peeta's stronger than he looks. Clove scans the area. He needs water. The lake is a half-mile west. That's where he'll be. They move toward the lake. The terrain changes. Less forest, more rocky outcroppings. The ground slopes downward. Then Clove hears it. Voices, faint, coming from the north. She signals Marvel. Quiet, listen. 2 people talking. Young voices. Children. They creep closer. Peer through the underbrush. It's Rue, the 12-year-old from District 11. And she's with the boy from District 5. They're forming an alliance, gathering berries, talking quietly. Marvel grins, raises his spear. 2 for 1. Wait, Clove whispers. Rue first, she's fast. If she runs, we lose her. Marvel nods, adjusts his aim, targeting Rue. He throws. The spear flies, but Rue sees it, dives. The spear hits the District 5 boy instead. Through the chest, cannon fires. Rue screams. Runs. She's incredibly fast. Small, agile, disappears into the underbrush in seconds. Damn it! Marvel runs after her. Clove follows. But Rue is gone. Vanished. Like a ghost. They search for an hour. Find nothing. She's in the trees, Clove says. Like Katniss. They're using the same strategy. Marvel is furious. We had her. We'll find her again. She's small, weak. She'll die eventually. Clove doesn't actually believe Rue is weak. Anyone who survives the cornucopia bloodbath and evades careers has skill. But Marvel needs to hear confidence. They return to tracking Peeta. Find him 2 hours later. He's camouflaged, painted himself into a mud bank by the stream. Covered in mud and moss and leaves, almost invisible. Almost. Clove spots the irregularity, the pattern that's too perfect. Nature doesn't create straight lines. She signals Marvel. There. They approach slowly. Peeta is unconscious. Fever, infection spreading from Cato's sword wound. He's dying. Marvel raises his spear. Easy kill. He's District 12's male tribute, and he's in love with Katniss, the star-crossed lover's angle. So, Katniss will try to save him. When she does, we kill them both. Marvel considers this. Grins. You're cruel, I like it. They leave Peeta there, dying slowly. But they mark the location, plant traps nearby. Simple snares, pressure mines from the cornucopia supplies. When Katniss comes for him, and she will, the capital is already broadcasting their romance. The careers will be waiting. Back north, Cato and Glimmer are still chasing Katniss. She's fast, agile, knows the forest. But they're faster, stronger, relentless. Katniss climbs a tree, 40 feet up, catches her breath. Cato reaches the base, looks up. Come down and face me, 12. Glimmer tries to climb, gets 10 feet up before Katniss shoots an arrow. It misses Glimmer's head by inches, embeds in the trunk. Warning shot. She's trapped, Glimmer says. We wait her out. She has to come down eventually. Testing himself against her arrows. But that's stupid. Unnecessary risk. We camp here, Cato decides. She can't stay up there forever. No food, no water. She'll come down by morning. They settle in, build a fire, make it clear they're not leaving. Katniss watches from above. Trapped. Desperate. Then, a gift. A silver parachute descends from the sky. Sponsor gift. It lands in the tree near her. She opens it. Burn medicine. Expensive. Someone in the capital is investing heavily in her survival. Cato sees it, snarls. She has sponsors. This is going to be harder than I thought. The careers sleep in shifts. Cato takes first watch, staring up at Katniss's tree. Then he hears it. Buzzing. Loud. Angry. Trackerjackers. Genetically engineered wasps. Capital creation. Venom causes hallucinations. Swelling. Death if stung multiple times. And there's a nest. Right above the career camp, Katniss must have spotted it. She's sawing through the branch, slowly, quietly, dropping the nest on them. Cato realizes too late. Move! Tracker jackers! The nest falls, explodes on impact. Wasps swarm. Glimmer screams. She's stung immediately. Multiple times. Face, arms, neck. The venom works fast. She's hallucinating, thrashing, running blindly. Cato grabs his sword, runs, gets stung twice on his arm, pain like fire, but he's strong, trained, he can handle it. Marvel appears from the south, heard the screaming, sees the swarm, runs the opposite direction. Clove is with him. What happened? Tracker jackers, the 12 girl dropped a nest on them. They keep running, don't stop until they're half a mile away. Behind them, cannons fire. 2. Glimmer and the District 4 girl who was somehow still alive and got caught in the swarm. Cato staggers into the career camp at the cornucopia at dawn. His arm is swollen, purple. The stings are infected. He collapses. Clove rushes to him. Cato, I'm fine. He's not fine. He's barely conscious. Tracker jackers? Glimmer's dead. The 12 girl, she's smart. Dangerous. Clove applies medicine from their supplies. Anti-venom, capital technology. It works slowly. Cato's breathing stabilizes. We need to regroup. Marvel says, we lost Glimmer. We're down to 3. 4 careers left. Clove corrects. District 4 male is still alive. Saw him yesterday. He's useless. Cato mutters, cut him loose. We don't need dead weight. The District 4 tribute approaches the camp. Wants to rejoin the pack. Cato kills him. Sword through the chest. No hesitation. Cannon fires. 3 careers, Cato says. That's enough. We're the strongest. We don't need anyone else. Clove and Marvel agree. Smaller pack means fewer people to split the victory with later. They take inventory. Supplies are still abundant. Food for weeks. Water, medicine, weapons. We're in control, Clove says. 10 tributes left. We hunt them down one by one. Day 5. The Gamemakers make an announcement. Claudius Templesmith's voice booms across the arena. Attention tributes. There has been a rule change. The previous rule allowing only 1 victor has been amended. 2 victors may be crowned if both originate from the same district. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Cato and Clove look at each other. 2 victors. Same district, District 2 has 2 tributes remaining. Them, District 12 has 2 tributes remaining. Katniss and Peeta. It's the romance angle, Clove says. The capital wants the star-crossed lovers story. They changed the rules to keep it going, which means they'll change them back, Cato says. At the end, when it's down to 4 or 2, force a dramatic finale. Do we trust it? Marvel asks. No, Cato says. We assume the rules will revert, but we use this. Clove and I stick together. We're partners. If the rule holds, we both win. If it doesn't, we deal with it then. Marvel realizes what this means. What about me? Cato looks at him. You're not from District 2. The rule doesn't apply to you. So I'm expendable now. You always were. Cato's hand moves to his sword. Clove steps between them. Stop. We need 3 to hunt effectively. Marvel, you help us kill the remaining tributes. When it's down to the final few, we split. No hard feelings, just business. Marvel doesn't trust them, but he doesn't have a choice. Alone, he's vulnerable. With the careers, he has a chance. Fine, Marvel says, but I want the 12-boy Peeta. I find him, I kill him. Deal, Cato says. That night, another announcement. A feast at the cornucopia, tomorrow at dawn. Each of you needs something desperately, Claudius Templesmith announces. It will be there, at the cornucopia. 1 backpack per district. Consider this an opportunity. The careers discuss strategy. It's bait, Clove says. The Gamemakers want to force confrontation, draw the remaining tributes out of hiding. We don't need anything from the feast, Cato says. We have supplies. But the others do, Marvel points out. Katniss will come for Peeta's medicine. Thresh might come for food. We ambush them there. Hide in the cornucopia. When they come for the backpacks, we kill them. It's a solid plan, simple, effective. Day 6. Pre-dawn, the careers are hidden inside the cornucopia, weapons ready, waiting. 4 backpacks appear on a table in front of the horn, each labeled with a district number. District 2's backpack is there. They don't need it. It's a decoy. District 11's backpack, large, probably food. District 12's backpack, small, definitely medicine for Peeta. District 5's backpack, the boy is already dead. Orphan supplies. They wait. The sun rises, illuminates the clearing. Then, movement, fast. From the forest, Katniss Everdeen, sprinting full speed toward the table, going for the District 12 backpack. Now! Cato roars. He explodes from the cornucopia. Sword raised. Clove follows. Knives ready, Marvel circles left with his spear. Katniss grabs the backpack, turns to run, then another tribute appears, from the opposite direction. Clove. Not Clove Cantwell. The District 2 Clove. No, wait. It's the girl from District 5. Small, red hair, she grabs the orphan District 5 backpack and runs. Fast, gone in seconds. Foxface, that's what the Capitol commentators call her. Because she's sly, quick, a survivor. But Katniss is still there, and she's trapped. Cato charges. Katniss tries to dodge. He's too fast. Tackles her. They hit the ground hard. The backpack flies, lands 10 feet away. Clove runs for it. If she secures the medicine, Katniss has no reason to fight. She'll retreat, live to die another day. But then, someone else appears. A girl. Small, vicious, knives in both hands. Wait, that's Clove. Clove Cantwell. She's attacking herself? No, she's attacking the other girl going for the backpack. There's confusion, chaos, too many people. Then Clove realizes the other girl is Clove from District. No, there's only one Clove. She's Clove. The other girl is someone else, another tribute. Trying to grab the medicine, Clove throws a knife. It embeds in the girl's shoulder. The girl screams, falls. It's Clove from District 2. The girl on the ground is nobody important, just another tribute. Clove doesn't even know her name. Clove throws another knife. This one hits the tribute's chest. Cannon fires. Meanwhile, Cato has Katniss pinned, his sword raised, ready to end her. Any last words, 12? Katniss spits in his face. Cato raises the sword. Then, wham! A rock the size of a fist hits Cato's temple. He's thrown sideways, dazed. Thresh, District 11, the massive tribute, 7 feet tall, built like a mountain. He's charging, furious. Clove turns, sees him, realizes he saw her kill that other tribute, and he's angry. For Rue, Thresh roars. Wait, Rue? Who's Rue? The little girl from District 11? Thresh's district partner, Clove, didn't kill Rue. She's not even sure Rue is dead. But Thresh doesn't care about facts. He's rage incarnate. He has a rock, huge, jagged. Clove throws a knife. It hits Thresh's chest, bounces off. His muscles are too thick. The blade doesn't penetrate deep enough. Thresh grabs her, lifts her off the ground like she weighs nothing. You killed her, Thresh is crying, screaming. You killed Rue. I didn't, Clove tries to explain. But there's no time. Thresh slams her against the cornucopia. The metal rings like a gong. Her skull cracks. Vision blurs. He raises the rock. Cato tackles him from behind, sword stabbing, once, twice, 3 times. Thresh drops Clove, turns, punches Cato so hard he flies backward. Marvel throws his spear. It hits Thresh's leg. The big man stumbles, falls to one knee. Cato recovers, charges again. Sword raised. This time he goes for the throat. Clean cut. Arterial spray. Thresh gurgles, falls. Cannon fires. Katniss is gone. She grabbed the backpack during the chaos. Disappeared into the forest. Cato helps Clove stand. Are you okay? Clove's head is bleeding. Bad. But she's alive. I'm fine. Just dizzy. Marvel retrieves his spear from Thresh's corpse. That's 3 more dead. We're down to 7 tributes. Cato counts mentally. Us 3, Katniss, Peeta, Rue, Foxface. 7 left. Rue might already be dead, Marvel says. Thresh was screaming about her. Maybe we killed her and don't remember. Doesn't matter, Cato says. We're close. Final 7, we hunt the rest down. End this. They return to camp. Clove's head wound is serious. Cato applies medicine, bandages. She'll have a concussion, maybe worse. But she's functional. We need to be more careful, Cato says. No more running into fights blind. We plan. We strategize. We win smart. That night, the faces appear in the sky, the dead from today's feast. The girl Clove killed at the feast. District something. Clove already forgot. Thresh, District 11 male. 2 more cannons means 5 tributes left. Wait, that math is wrong. 7 tributes this morning, 2 dead today. Should be 5. But Cato said 7 after the feast, which means Clove's head hurts too much to calculate. She just knows. They're close to the end. Day 8. The Gamemakers make another move. The arena's lake drains overnight. Completely. Just gone. Evaporated. They're forcing the endgame, Clove says. No water means everyone has to come to the cornucopia. We have water purification tablets. The others don't. Good, Cato says. Let them come to us. But the forest is also drying. Trees wilting. Animals fleeing. The Gamemakers are destroying the ecosystem, herding tributes toward the cornucopia like cattle to slaughter. How many left? Marvel asks. Cato counts on his fingers. Us 3, Katniss, Peeta, maybe Rue, maybe Foxface. 5 or 6 total. We can win this today, Clove says. Force the final confrontation, get it over with. They wait at the cornucopia, weapons ready, watching the tree line. Hours pass, then movement, someone approaching. It's Foxface, the sly girl from District 5. She's creeping toward the supplies, trying to steal food. Marvel sees her first, raises his spear, throws, misses. Foxface is too fast, too nimble. She grabs a handful of berries from the supply pile, runs. Let her go, Cato shouts. She's not worth chasing. They watch her disappear into the dying forest. 10 minutes later, a cannon fires. Foxface is dead. She ate the berries she stole. Nightlock. Poisonous. She didn't know. 4 left, Cato says. Us 3 and Katniss. Peeta must be dead already. His wound was too severe. But then, another announcement. Attention tributes. There will be a feast tomorrow at dawn. This is not optional. What you need will be there. Clove frowns. We just had a feast 2 days ago. Why another one? They're forcing us together, Cato realizes. The Gamemakers want the finale. They're tired of waiting. Do we go? Marvel asks. We have to, Cato says. If we don't, they'll probably release mutts or poison gas or something worse. We go. We end this. That night, Clove sits with Cato. They're alone. Marvel is on watch duty. Tomorrow might be it, Clove says quietly. Final battle. Winner takes all. Are you ready? Cato asks. I've been ready since I was 12, she pauses. The rule change. 2 victors from the same district. Do you think it's real? No. They'll revoke it at the end, force us to fight each other for the cameras. Clove expected this answer, but hearing it confirmed still hurts, so we stick together until then? Until then, Cato agrees. We kill Katniss. We kill anyone else left. Then we deal with the final problem. And Marvel? Career alliances always end in blood. That's the nature of the games. But for now, they're still partners, still the strongest team in the arena. Tomorrow, that changes. Tomorrow, everything ends. Day 9, dawn, the cornucopia, 3 careers, waiting, weapons ready. Then, screaming. From the forest, animalistic, terrified. What the hell is that? Marvel whispers. Cato points. There, coming from the woods. Shapes emerge, moving fast. Low to the ground, wolf-like. But not wolves. Mutations, Gamemaker creations, genetically engineered killers. And their eyes. Their eyes are human, familiar. Clove recognizes them, Glimmer's green eyes in a wolf's face, Thresh's brown eyes, the dead tributes, harvested. Weaponized. Clim! Cato roars. Get on top of the golden horn. The mutts swarm below, snapping, snarling, claws scraping metal. Then, 2 more figures running toward the cornucopia, being chased by the mutts. Katniss and Peeta. Both alive, both sprinting for their lives. They reach the cornucopia, start climbing. The mutts bite at their heels. Peeta screams. A mutt has his leg, dragging him down. Katniss shoots it. Arrow through the skull. The mutt releases. They keep climbing. Now all 5 tributes are on top of the cornucopia. 3 careers. 2 from District 12. The mutts circle below, waiting, hunting. Cato looks at Katniss and Peeta. This is it, 12. Final 5. Let's end this. He charges. Sword raised. Katniss raises her bow. Peeta tries to stand. He's injured, weak, dying from infection and blood loss. Cato reaches them, grabs Peeta, pulls him into a headlock, uses him as a shield. Drop the bow, Cato shouts, or I snap his neck. Katniss aims, but Peeta is blocking the shot. Cato's head is hidden behind Peeta's. This is it, the canonical moment, the divergence point. In the original timeline, Clove is dead. Killed by Thresh days ago. It's just Cato versus Katniss and Peeta. But in this timeline, Clove is alive, standing 10 feet away, knives ready. She circles, flanking Katniss's blind side, silent. Professional, Katniss hears movement, spins, sees Clove. Now she's trapped. Cato has Peeta hostage. Clove is approaching from behind. Marvel is circling from the other direction. 3 careers, 2 District 12 tributes. Impossible odds. Katniss, Peeta gasps. Cato's choking him. The berries. He's talking about Nightlock, the suicide option, the mutual destruction play. But that only works if there are just 2 tributes left. Right now there are 5. Katniss understands. She can't threaten suicide. Can't force the Gamemaker's hand. The careers are still alive. The games continue. She's lost. Clove moves closer, raises a knife, perfect throwing position, 20 feet, easy shot. She could end Katniss right now. But she hesitates, just for a second. Wants to see the fear, wants Katniss to know she lost. That second is too long. Katniss pivots, shoots, not at Clove, at the one person she can hit. Marvel. The arrow takes him through the throat, same place he would have killed Rue in the canonical timeline. Poetic justice, Katniss doesn't even know she's delivering. Marvel drops, falls off the cornucopia into the mutts. They swarm him, tearing, ripping. Cannon fires, Cato roars, furious tightens his grip on Peeta. You killed Marvel. Let him go, Katniss screams. Clove throws her knife. It flies toward Katniss, aimed for center mass. Kill shot. But Katniss dodges, the knife grazes her arm, drawing blood. Painful, but not fatal. Now it's 3 tributes on the cornucopia. Cato, Clove, Katniss, and Peeta dying in Cato's arms. Cato makes a decision, cold, tactical, brutal. He looks at Clove, nods once. She understands. They execute the 2-person kill protocol they've trained for 4 years. Cato restrains Peeta, holds him still. Clove throws. The knife flies. Perfect arc, perfect spin, perfect placement. It hits Peeta in the throat, severs the carotid. Blood fountains. Cato releases him. Peeta falls, gasping, dying. Eyes wide, looking at Katniss. Cannon fires. Katniss screams, not words, just raw grief, primal, animalistic. She charges at Clove, no strategy, no technique, just rage. Clove sidesteps, trips her. Katniss falls, skids across the cornucopia's surface. Cato is on her instantly, sword raised, brings it down. Katniss rolls. The blade misses by inches. Sparks fly. She tries to grab her bow. Cato kicks it away. It falls off the cornucopia. Into the mutts. Katniss is disarmed, injured, alone. 2 careers versus 1 broken girl. Cato grabs her, pins her. Clove approaches, knife raised. Any last words, 12? Clove asks. Katniss looks at her, tears streaming. Prim. I'm sorry. Clove hesitates, just for a heartbeat. Sees herself. Sees what she's become. A killer. A monster. Everything District 2 trained her to be. Then the hesitation passes. She drives the knife into Katniss's chest. Clean. Quick. Through the heart. Katniss's eyes go wide, then empty, then nothing. Cannon fires. Final 2. Cato and Clove. Both from District 2. Standing over the corpses of District 12. The mutts retreat. Vanish into the forest. The Gamemakers pulling back their weapons. Silence. Complete, total silence. Cato and Clove look at each other. We did it, Clove breathes. We actually did it. The rule change, Cato says. 2 victors from the same district. We both win. They wait, listening for the announcement. The coronation, the victory. Claudius Templesmith's voice booms across the arena. Attention tributes. The previous rule change has been revoked. There can be only 1 victor of the 74th Hunger Games. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. The words hit like a hammer. Revoked. 1 victor. Clove and Cato stand on the cornucopia. Partners. Allies, friends. Killers, and now enemies. They both knew this was coming. Trained for it. Planned for it. But knowing doesn't make it easier. Cato draws his sword. You ready? Clove pulls 2 knives. I promised I'd make you fight for it. I promised I'd make it quick. They circle each other. 4 years of partnership. 4 years of knowing each other's every move, every tactic, every weakness. This is the fight District 2 trained them for. The fight the Capitol has been waiting for. The lethal lovers. Final battle. Only one survives. The cornucopia. 2 tributes. 1 victor. Cato and Clove stand 20 feet apart. The golden horn gleaming beneath them. The sun setting over the arena. All of Panem watching. Caesar Flickerman's voice echoes through Capitol viewing parties. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unprecedented. 2 career tributes from the same district. The lethal lovers must now face each other. Who will claim victory? In the Gamemaker control room, Seneca Crane leans forward. This is perfect. The ratings are astronomical. The drama is exquisite. 2 killers who love each other forced to fight to the death. President Snow watches from his mansion, calculating. These 2 have dominated the games. Whoever wins will be dangerous, will need careful management, will need to understand their place. On the cornucopia, Cato speaks first. 4 years of training led to this moment. We both knew it would end here, Clove says. Her voice is steady, but her hands are shaking. She tightens her grip on the knives, forces the tremor to stop. No tricks, Cato says. No cheap shots, we fight with honor. Like warriors, Clove agrees. They've sparred thousands of times. Know each other's patterns perfectly. Cato is stronger, faster, has longer reach. Clove is quicker, more precise, better at reading openings. In a fair fight, Cato wins. They both know it, which means Clove can't fight fair. She feints left, throws right. The knife flies toward Cato's chest. He deflects with his sword. The blade clangs off the metal. The knife spins away, falls off the cornucopia into the darkness below. Clove pulls another knife. Circles, looking for openings. Cato charges, straightforward, no finesse, pure aggression. His sword sweeps horizontal. Clove ducks, rolls, comes up behind him, throws. This knife hits, embeds in Cato's shoulder, not deep, not fatal, but painful. Cato roars, spins, backhands her with his free hand. The blow connects. Clove flies backward, hits the cornucopia's surface hard. Her head bounces off metal, vision blurs. Cato yanks the knife out of his shoulder, drops it. Blood runs down his arm, but he ignores it. He advances, sword raised. I'm sorry, Clove. She rolls aside. His sword crashes down where she was. Sparks fly. Clove scrambles to her feet. She's down to 3 knives. Cato is barely wounded. This isn't working. You're holding back, Clove gasps. Don't. I'm not. You are. She throws another knife, this one aimed for his throat. Cato deflects again. The blade clangs away. I'm fighting the same way I always. No, you're trying not to kill me too fast. You promised you'd make it quick, so do it. Fight me like you'd fight anyone else. Something breaks in Cato's eyes. The hesitation, the mercy, gone. He charges again, but this time it's different. This is the Cato who killed 11 tributes in the bloodbath, who ripped through the arena like a force of nature, who doesn't hold back. His sword is a blur. Clove dodges, barely. The blade cuts her jacket, tears fabric, misses skin by millimeters. She throws her second-to-last knife, aimed for his knee, trying to cripple him, slow him down. Cato twists. The knife grazes his thigh, cuts deep enough to bleed but not deep enough to disable. He keeps coming. Clove backs toward the edge of the cornucopia. She's running out of room, out of knives, out of options. 1 knife left. Cato stops, breathing hard, blood running from his shoulder and thigh. But he's still standing, still strong. Last knife, he says. Make it count. Clove looks at the knife in her hand, looks at Cato. 4 years. 4 years of partnership training. Trust. Now it ends with one of them dead. I'm scared, she admits. First time she said it out loud. I've been scared this whole time. Terrified of dying, of failing, of disappointing everyone. I know, Cato says. I've always known. Did you know I was using you? That I allied with you because I thought you'd protect me? That I'm not brave like you, I'm just good at pretending? I knew, and you stayed with me anyway. You made me better, Cato says. Stronger, smarter. You're not a coward, Clove. You're the most dangerous person I've ever met, and I'm honored to die by your hand or to kill you myself. Clove's vision blurs. Not from the concussion, from tears. She raises the knife. Last throw, last chance. Cato raises his sword. Together until the end. Until the end, Clove whispers. She throws. The knife flies. Perfect arc. Perfect spin. Aimed for Cato's heart. But Cato knows her throws, has watched her practice 10,000 times, knows exactly how she compensates for wind, for distance, for target movement. He sidesteps. The knife passes him, embeds in the cornucopia behind him. Clove is disarmed, empty-handed, defenseless. Cato closes the distance, sword raised. This is it, the final moment. He brings the blade down. Clove doesn't dodge, doesn't run, just closes her eyes, accepts it. The sword stops. 1 inch from her throat, Clove opens her eyes. Cato is standing there, sword trembling, face twisted in anguish. I can't, he whispers. I can't do it. You have to, Clove says. One of us has to win, and it should be you. You're stronger, better, the perfect victor. No. Cato lowers the sword, steps back. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not killing you for their entertainment. He turns toward the sky, toward the cameras, toward the Gamemakers watching. You want a victor? Cato roars. Then change the rules back. Let us both win, or we both die right here. Clove stares. Cato, what are you? He walks to the edge of the cornucopia, looks down at the 20-foot drop, metal and rock below. Enough to kill. We jump together, Cato says. Mutual suicide, no victor. Just like Katniss tried with the berries. Except we actually do it. That's insane, Clove breathes. It's the only way. They need a victor. They need the games to mean something. If we both die, 74 years of tradition ends with nothing. They can't allow that. Looks at Cato, looks at the cameras. This is the gamble, the bluff, the ultimate rebellion. She walks to the edge, stands next to him, takes his hand. On 3, she asks. On 3, in the Gamemaker control room, Seneca Crane is panicking. They're going to jump. They're actually going to jump. Plutarch Heavensby, assistant Gamemaker, leans forward. Stop them, announce the rule change, crown them both. Snow will execute me, Seneca shouts. Snow will execute you if there's no victor, Plutarch counters. 2 victors is unprecedented but survivable. No victor is catastrophic. Make the call. Calculates. Makes the decision that will save his life temporarily and doom it later. He signals Claudius Templesmith. Announce it. Both of them. Co-victors. 1, 2, stop! Claudius Templesmith's voice booms. Stop! Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the victors of the 74th Hunger Games, Cato and Clove of District 2. They freeze, hands clasped, toes at the edge. Did he just? Clove whispers. We won, Cato breathes. We both won. The hovercraft descends. Medical teams swarm. They're separated, immediately examined. Treated. Cato's sword wound stitched. Clove's concussion assessed. But they're alive, both of them. Victors. The impossible just happened. The Capitol, post-games recovery, medical bay. Cato wakes in a white room, sterile, clean. His wounds are healed. Capitol technology, no scars. No evidence of the arena except in his mind. A stylist enters. Quintus, the man who dressed him for the chariot parade. The victory presentation is tonight, Quintus says. You and Clove will be crowned together. First dual victors in Hunger Games history. Where is she? Cato asks. Recovering. They're keeping you separated until the presentation. Protocol. Is she okay? Physically, yes. The concussion has healed. But Quintus hesitates. The Capitol doctors are concerned about her psychological state. She keeps asking if this is real, if you're both really alive. They think she's experiencing trauma-induced dissociation. Cato understands. Clove has been terrified of dying since she was 12. Now that she's survived, her mind can't process it, can't accept it. I need to see her, Cato says. That's not. Or I walk into that presentation and tell all of Panem that the Capitol is keeping us prisoner. Your choice. Quintus swallows, nods. Makes a call. 10 minutes later, Cato is escorted to Clove's room. She's sitting on the bed, staring at the wall, doesn't react when he enters. Clove. She blinks, turns, sees him. Her eyes flood with tears. You're alive, she whispers. You're really alive. We won. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up, that this is a dream, that I'm actually dead on the cornucopia and this is just my brain dying. It's real. He takes her hand. Feel that? I'm real. You're real. We survived. Clove grips his hand so hard her knuckles go white. I thought you were going to kill me. I was ready. I wanted you to. It would have been fitting. The warrior killed by the warrior she trained with. I couldn't do it, Cato says. 4 years. We've been partners for 4 years. I'm not killing you for a crown and a fancy house. But you would have if they hadn't changed the rules. You would have done it eventually. Cato doesn't deny it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll never know. They sit in silence, 2 killers who somehow survived by refusing to kill each other. What happens now? Clove asks. Victory tour. Interviews. Then we go home to District 2 as heroes, live in the victor's village, become mentors. And that's it? We just live? That's it. Clove laughs. It's bitter. Broken. I don't know how to do that. I've spent 12 years training to survive the games. Now that I have, I don't know what comes next. We figure it out together, Cato says. The victory presentation, Caesar Flickerman's stage, all of Panem watching Cato and Clove sit on the couch, Caesar between them, their usual dynamic. But now they're wearing victor crowns. Identical, gold, heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, our victors, Caesar announces. The audience erupts, cheering, screaming. This is history. This is unprecedented. Cato, Clove, congratulations. How does it feel to be the first dual victors in Hunger Games history? Cato speaks first. Surreal. We trained our whole lives for this. But we never imagined we'd both win. The final moment on the cornucopia, Caesar says. When you threatened to jump, that was quite a gamble. What were you thinking? I was thinking I'd rather die free than live as a murderer, Cato says. Clove and I are partners. Forcing us to kill each other is what the Capitol wanted. We refused. The audience goes silent. That's dangerously close to sedition, to criticizing the games. Caesar quickly pivots. And Clove, what about you? You threw your last knife at Cato. Were you trying to kill him? Clove looks at the camera, at Snow watching from somewhere. Yes, because that's what we were trained to do, kill or be killed. But Cato showed me there's another option, refuse. Resist, choose life over their rules. President Snow's hands tighten on his armrests. These two are already problems, already defiant. They'll need to be broken, controlled, reminded of their place. The broadcast continues. They show highlights from the games. The cornucopia bloodbath, Cato killing 11 tributes, Clove's precision knife throws, the tracker-jacker attack, the feast ambush, Thresh's death, Marvel's death, Katniss and Peeta's deaths. And finally, the standoff. Cato and Clove's refusal to fight, the jump threat, the rule change. When the montage ends, the audience is crying, not because of tragedy, because of triumph. 2 warriors who refuse to destroy each other. Caesar asks the final question, so what's next for the lethal lovers? Cato and Clove exchange glances. They've discussed this, planned it. We're going home, Cato says. To District 2, we're going to train the next generation of tributes. Make sure they're ready, make sure they survive. And perhaps start a family, Caesar probes. The audience leans forward. Romance, they want romance. Clove's smile is sharp, practiced. Perhaps, if the Capitol allows it. Ladies and gentlemen, your victors, Cato and Clove. Applause. Cheering, they stand, wave, play the part. But inside, they're calculating, planning, surviving. That night, President Snow summons them to his mansion. They arrive at midnight, escorted by peacekeepers. Taken through marble halls to a private study, Snow sits behind a mahogany desk, white roses in a vase. The smell is overpowering, sweet and rotting simultaneously. Sit, Snow says. Not a request, a command. They sit. Snow studies them, 2 18-year-old victors who just humiliated him on national television by forcing a rule change. Congratulations, Snow says. His voice is soft, dangerous. You've won the games. You're heroes. District 2 is very proud. Thank you, Mr. President. Cato says, careful, respectful, showing no defiance. However, Snow continues. There are expectations that come with victory. Responsibilities. You will serve the capital. You will mentor future tributes. You will attend events. You will smile. You will behave. Of course, Clove says, Snow's smile doesn't reach his eyes, and there are other services victors provide. Private services. For generous capital sponsors, the words hang in the air like poison. Cato's hand moves toward his hip, where his sword would be, but he's unarmed, defenseless in a suit. What kind of services? Cato asks. Though he already knows. Finnick told them, warned them, victors are trafficked, sold, used. The kind that ensure your loved ones remain safe, Snow says. Your families, your friends, everyone you care about in District 2. Their safety depends on your cooperation. Clove's face goes blank, the same expression she wore when killing tributes. Mechanical, emotionless, survival mode. When do these services begin, she asks. Tonight, a sponsor has requested your company, Miss Cantwell. A private dinner, nothing more, just conversation. You'll be returned by morning. Cato stands. No, absolutely not. Peacekeepers step forward, guns raised, aimed at Cato's head. Snow doesn't move, doesn't raise his voice, just speaks calmly. Sit down, Mr. Cato, or I'll have your family executed before sunrise. Your mother, your father, your younger sister, all dead because you refused to cooperate. Cato's sister, 8 years old. Training at the academy, he hasn't seen her since the reaping. He sits. Clove looks at him, then at Snow. If I do this, you leave Cato alone. You leave his family alone, that's the deal. That's not, Cato starts. That's the deal, Clove says. Her voice is steel. I'll go. I'll do whatever the sponsor wants, but Cato stays here, safe, untouched. Snow considers. Very well. For tonight, but understand, this is just the beginning. You're both assets now, property of the capital, and property doesn't negotiate. A peacekeeper escorts Clove out. She doesn't look back, doesn't say goodbye, just walks 1 foot in front of the other, like walking to the cornucopia, like entering the arena. Cato is left alone with Snow. She loves you, Snow observes. That makes her controllable, and it makes you controllable through her. Perfect leverage. If you hurt her, you'll what? Kill me? You're surrounded by peacekeepers. Your family is in District 2 under surveillance. You have no power here, boy. You're a victor, but I own you. Cato sits there, fists clenched, helpless, watching Clove disappear into the capital's darkness. This is what they won. A crown. A house. And slavery. Clove returns at dawn, eyes empty, doesn't speak, just walks past Cato to her room, locks the door. He stands outside. Clove, talk to me. Silence. Clove, give speeches, smile for cameras, attend parties, play the role of victors. In District 1, the families of Glimmer and Marvel stare at them with hate, but they applaud anyway, because the capital demands it. In District 11, Thresh's family stands in the front row, silent, grieving. His little brother, maybe 6 years old, looks at Cato and asks, "Why did you kill my brother?" He fought with honor, but the boy's eyes say, "You're a murderer," and he's right. In District 12, the square is mostly empty. The district lost both tributes, Katniss and Peeta, the girl and the baker's boy, the star-crossed lovers who died for each other. Peeta's family is there, his father, the baker, staring at Clove with hollow eyes. She's the one who threw the knife, the one who killed his son. Clove gives her speech, thanks District 12 for their tribute sacrifice, says they fought bravely. Peeta's father stands, walks away, can't bear to listen. That night in the train car, Clove finally speaks to Cato. First words in a week. We're survivors. We killed children, 21 children. Some of them were 12 years old. Like Rue, like Peeta's brother. And we did it for glory, for a crown, for a house. We did it to survive. No. Clove looks at him. We did it because District 2 told us that's what we were supposed to do. We believe the lie, that the games are honorable, that winning makes you a hero, that killing makes you strong. Because she's right. What happened, he asks quietly. That first night, with the sponsor. Nothing you need to hear about, just know that it'll happen again. To me, to you, to both of us, because we're property now, and property doesn't refuse. 6 months pass, the requests continue. A sponsor wants Clove for a gala. She goes, returns at dawn. Doesn't speak for days. A sponsor wants Cato for a private party. He goes. Returns broken, shaking. Covered in bruises he won't explain. They're being systematically violated, used, broken, and they can't refuse. Because refusal means dead families, dead friends, dead everyone they love. Enobaria visits. District 2 Victor, the woman who trained them, who taught them to kill without mercy. She sits with them in the Victor's village, all three of them in Cato's house, drinking, not speaking. Finally, Enobaria says, "It doesn't get better. I've been doing this for 12 years. The requests, the sponsors, the parties. Snow uses us until we're used up. Then he kills us or lets us fade away. There has to be a way out," Cato says. "There is. Rebellion. But that gets you and everyone you love killed immediately. Then we're trapped." Yes, Enobaria looks at them, sees two 18-year-olds who thought they were predators, who learned too late their prey. Welcome to victory. 1 year passes. Then comes the announcement, the 75th Hunger Games, the third quarter quell. President Snow appears on every screen, reads from the official card. On the 75th anniversary, as a reminder that even the strongest cannot overcome the power of the capital, the male and female tributes will be reaped from their existing pool of victors. The words land like a death sentence. Existing victors, reaped from the victors. District 2 has 4 living victors. Brutus, Enobaria, Cato, Clove. Female reaping, 2 names in the bowl. Enobaria, Clove. Male reaping, 2 names. Brutus. Cato. 50-50 chance for each of them. Reaping day, District 2 square. Cato and Clove stand together. Not in the tribute section, in the victor section. Separate from the children who might be reaped. Marius, the same escort from their year, reaches into the female bowl. Pulls a name, Clove Kentwell. Knows the script, no one volunteers. And Enobaria wants to, but she's not allowed. Only non-victors can volunteer for victors. And District 2 doesn't have any female victors young enough or stupid enough to volunteer for a quarter quell. Male bowl. Cato. He walks to the stage, stands next to Clove. The crowd is silent. They're heroes, they're champions, being sent back to die. But this is the capital's will. This is the price of defiance, of forcing a rule change, of surviving together. Snow is eliminating them, cleaning up loose ends. Cato and Clove look at each other, no words needed. They both know. This is Snow's revenge. This is their execution. But they're not going quietly. The train to the capital. Same luxury as before. But different mentors. Brutus and Enobaria sit across from them. The arena will be designed to kill victors, Brutus says. Everything will be worse than in normal games. More deadly. More brutal. The Gamemakers want a spectacle. We know, Cato says. Enobaria leans forward. There are rumors. Whispers among the victors. Some of them are planning something. A rebellion. An escape. District 13 might be involved. Cato and Clove exchange glances. District 13 is dead, Clove says. Destroyed in the war. Maybe, maybe not. The point is, there might be a way out, if you're willing to take the risk. What kind of risk? Cato asks. The kind that gets you killed if it fails, but if it succeeds, you're free. The capital falls. The games end. Everything changes. Clove laughs. It's bitter, broken. We spent a year being the capital's slaves. Being trafficked, being violated. You think I care about risk? I'd rather die fighting than live one more day under Snow's control. Whatever the plan is, we're in. Enobaria smiles, shows her filed teeth. Good, because it starts in the arena, and it ends with the capital burning. The quarter quell arena. 24 victors, all of them killers. All of them ready to die if it means taking Snow down with them. The arena is a clock. 12 sectors. 12 hours. Each sector activates with a different horror. Lightning, poisonous fog, jabberjays, blood rain, monkeys, tsunamis, designed to kill, to torture, to break. But some of the victors aren't playing the capital's game anymore. Plutarch Heavensby, now head game maker after Seneca Crane's retirement, execution, is secretly coordinating. He's a rebel, has been for years. This quell is his chance. The plan: break the arena, extract the victors, start the rebellion. Cato and Clove don't know all the details. Just that when the force field breaks, they run, they fight, they survive. Day 3 of the Quell. The arena is chaos. Victors dying. Alliances forming and breaking. Traps activating. Cato and Clove are fighting back to back. Same formation as their training. Protecting each other. Killing anyone who approaches. They've killed 4 victors so far. District 5, District 6, District 7, District 9. All dead. Then, at midnight, the lightning strikes. BT Latier from District 3 has run a wire from the lightning tree to the beach, connected it to the force field. The electrical surge hits, the sky cracks, the force field shatters. Explosions, chaos. The arena is collapsing. Hovercrafts descend, not capital hovercrafts. District 13 insignia, the rebellion is here. Cato grabs Clove. Run! Get to the extraction point. They sprint through the disintegrating arena. Other victors are doing the same, running toward the hovercrafts, toward freedom. But some victors don't make it. Some are still loyal to the capital. Some are caught in the explosions. Cato and Clove reach a hovercraft. Hands pull them aboard. They collapse on the metal floor, breathing hard, alive, free, escaped. The hovercraft rises, the arena falls away beneath them, burning, destroyed, never to be used again. District 13, underground, military sterile. President Alma Coin stands before them, cold, calculating, pragmatic. Welcome to District 13, she says. You're safe now. The capital can't reach you here. Cato and Clove look around. Dozens of victors, survivors, all rescued from the arena. But many are missing, dead. Left behind, casualties of the extraction. What happens now? Clove asks. Now we go to war, Coin says. The rebellion begins, the capital falls, and you two, the lethal lovers, become our weapons. Cato's jaw tightens. We're not your weapons. We're not anyone's weapons. Not anymore. Coin's expression doesn't change. You're victors. You're symbols. The capital used you for a year. Now we'll use you to destroy them. That's the deal. You fight for us or you leave. But if you leave, you're on your own. No protection, no support. It's not really a choice, but it's better than slavery. We fight, Clove says, but on our terms. We're not killing children. We're not becoming what the capital made us. We fight soldiers. We fight snow. That's it. Coin considers. Nods. Acceptable. Report to Commander Boggs for assignment. Over the following months, the rebellion escalates. District after district falls to the rebels. The capital loses ground. Snow's regime crumbles. Cato and Clove fight on the front lines, not as symbols. They're good at it, trained for it. But they're different now. They don't kill without thinking. Don't treat combat as glory. They're fighting for freedom, for revenge. For every victor Snow trafficked and broke, the assault on District 2. The Nut, the massive mountain fortress. This is their home, their district, where they trained. Where their families live, but District 2 is still loyal to the capital, still producing peacekeepers, still fighting for Snow. The rebels plan to bomb the Nut, collapse the mountain, kill everyone inside. Cato and Clove stand in the war room, listening to the plan. No, Cato says, you're not bombing my district. It's a military target, Coin says. The Nut supplies the capital's peacekeepers. We take it out, we cripple their forces. There are civilians inside, Clove argues. Families, children. You bomb it, you're no better than Snow. This is war, Coin says. Casualties are inevitable. Cato's hand moves to his weapon. I said no, we take the Nut by infiltration, by turning the peacekeepers, not by slaughter. Coin stares at him, calculating. You have 48 hours. Convince your district to surrender, or we bomb it anyway. Broadcast to the peacekeepers inside. This is Cato and Clove, victors of the 74th Games. We're here to tell you the truth. The capital used us, trafficked us, broke us. For a year we were slaves, and we're done. The rebellion is winning, Snow is losing. You have a choice. Surrender now and join us, or die defending a regime that views you as expendable. Silence. Then, the massive doors of the Nut open. Peacekeepers emerge, hundreds of them, weapons lowered, hands raised. They're surrendering, turning, joining the rebellion. District 2 secedes from the capital without a single bomb, without civilian casualties. It's a victory Coin didn't expect, didn't want. Because it proves there's another way. A way that doesn't require mass murder, The march on the Capitol. Final assault. Cato and Clove are part of the vanguard, leading the charge through the city streets. The Capitol has set traps, pods, explosives, mutations. Every block is a death trap, but the rebels push through, relentless, unstoppable. Then, the parachutes. Silver parachutes descending over a crowd of Capitol children. Rebel medics rush forward to help. The parachutes explode, secondary charges, designed to kill first responders, to massacre medics and children simultaneously. The blast is massive. Bodies everywhere, screaming. Chaos. Cato and Clove are blocks away. They hear the explosion. Run toward it. Find the carnage. Children, dead, burning, unrecognizable. Who did this? Clove whispers. Gail Hawthorne, Katniss's friend from District 12, now a rebel weapons designer, is standing nearby, face pale. It might have been our bombs, the design. I helped create it. Slams him against a wall. You bombed children. We were targeting peacekeepers. We didn't know. Clove's voice is shaking. We killed 21 tributes in our games. We're murderers. But we never told ourselves we didn't know. We knew. And you knew too. You just didn't care. Gale has no response. The rebels push forward. The Capitol falls. Snow is captured. But the cost? The cost is written in the bodies of children who died because both sides became monsters. President Snow's trial. He stands in chains, dying from his own poison. Mouth bleeding, roses in his lapel rotting. Cato and Clove attend, watching the man who enslaved them, who used them, who broke them. Any last words? Coin asks. She's already planning to execute him, to take his place, to become the new dictator. Snow smiles, blood on his teeth. President Coin, did you bomb those children? Or was it me? Because I'm not sure anymore. We've both become the same thing. Monsters who sacrifice innocence for power. Coin's face doesn't change, but her eyes do. Flicker of recognition. Guilt. Confirmation. She ordered the bombing. To turn the Capitol citizens against Snow. To justify her own rise to power. Cato sees it. Clove sees it. They've been victims of Snow. But Coin is just Snow in a different uniform. The execution is scheduled. Katniss Everdene's sister, Prim, died in the bombing. Katniss is chosen to execute Snow as justice. But when the moment comes when Katniss raises her bow, she doesn't shoot Snow. She shoots Coin. Arrow through the heart, the new president falls, dead before she hits the ground. Chaos erupts. Snow laughs, then chokes on his own blood, dies laughing. Both dictators. Dead, the rebellion leaderless. Commander Paylor steps forward. District 8. Honest. Pragmatic. We need a vote. No more dictators. No more presidents for life. We vote. Democracy, that's the only way forward. The rebels vote. Paylor wins. Becomes interim leader until proper elections can be held. The Hunger Games are abolished. The arenas destroyed. The Capitol's power broken. 1 year later, District 2. The Nut. Cato and Clove stand inside the mountain fortress, but it's different now. No longer a military complex, now a training center, but not for tributes, for something else. Young people from all districts train here, learning combat, tactics, strategy, not to kill children, to defend the new Panem, to prevent anyone from ever enslaving them again. Cato teaches hand-to-hand combat. Clove teaches knives, not for murder, but for protection, for survival. They're still weapons, but now they choose what they're aimed at. Brutus approaches. He's older, scarred, but free. You did it. Changed everything. The games are over. The Capitol is gone. We didn't change anything, Clove says. We just survived long enough to see someone else change it. Katniss, Peeta, the rebellion, they changed it. Katniss and Peeta are dead, Brutus reminds her. You killed them, in your games. Clove flinches. I know. Every day I know. Do you regret it? Brutus asks. Every single second, but regret doesn't bring them back. So I do this instead. I train people to defend themselves so no one ever has to kill children for entertainment again. Snow's dead, Coin's dead, but we're still here, still trying to figure out what comes next. What does come next? Brutus asks. I don't know, Cato admits. We were trained to fight, to kill, to survive. Now we have to learn how to live. And I have no idea how to do that. Clove takes his hand. We figure it out, together, like we always have. They stand in the nut, two weapons forged by a broken system, who survived by refusing to destroy each other, who became symbols of defiance, who helped destroy the regime that created them. But they're not heroes. They're not redeemed. They're just survivors, carrying the weight of 21 dead children, carrying the scars of a year of slavery, carrying the knowledge that they'll never be clean. Do you think people will remember us? Clove asks. Or will they forget the lethal lovers once enough time passes? They'll remember, Cato says, but not the way we want. We'll be the villains who became rebels, the killers who helped end the killing. History won't know what to do with us. Good, Clove says. Let them struggle. Let them try to understand what it's like to be forged into a weapon and then told you're supposed to be a person. Let them try, not in fear, not in worship, just recognition. The victors who survived, who changed, who helped end the nightmare. It's not redemption, but it's something. Epilogue. 20 years later, Cato and Clove never marry, never have children. The trauma is too deep, the scars too permanent, but they stay together. Partners, the way they've always been. They train the next generation, teach them to fight, but also teach them why fighting should be the last resort, why killing changes you, why survival isn't the same as living. District 2 thrives, no longer the capital's military, now a center for engineering, for innovation, for building instead of destroying. The Hunger Games are distant memory. Younger generations don't even understand them, can't comprehend a world where children murdered each other for entertainment. But the victors remember, all of them, in every district, carrying their dead, carrying their sins. Cato and Clove sit in the victors' village, older now, scarred, but alive. Do you think we made the right choice, Clove asks, threatening to jump, forcing them to crown us both? I don't know, Cato says. Maybe if we'd just fought like we were supposed to, killed each other like good little weapons, the rebellion would have started differently, better, without us. Or maybe it wouldn't have started at all. Maybe our refusal mattered. Maybe it was the first crack in the capital's armor. Maybe. Over the mountains, over the world they helped break and rebuild. 23 people died in our games, Clove says. Counting, always counting. 21 in the arena. Then Seneca Crane, executed by Snow for letting us both win. Then hundreds more in the rebellion. Thousands. All because we refused to kill each other. All because Snow built a system where children had to kill each other. We didn't start this. We just survived it. Has to be? Because it's all we have? Two weapons who refused to destroy each other. Who became symbols. Who helped burn the capital to ash. Who carry 23 names and 23 faces and 23 cannons. The lethal lovers. The dark lovers. The killers who lived. History will debate them for generations. Villains or heroes. Monsters or victims. Symbols of defiance or reminders of complicity. But Cato and Clove don't care about history. They just care about surviving. Together. One more day. One more year. One more moment. Because that's what they are. Survivors. Nothing more. Nothing less. And in a world built on the corpses of children, survival is the only victory that matters. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.